Title: I was about to leave my wife's boss's party when I heard something that made me stop cold. The house was glowing with golden lights that spilled across the marble floor. Laughter floated through the air, blending with the soft hum of violins playing in the corner. Crystal glasses clinked. An expensive perfume lingered heavily, almost choking in its sweetness. I tugged at my collar. My wife was nowhere in sight, and I had already smiled through too many fake conversations. I was ready to leave. I walked toward the door, each step a relief from the suffocating air of power and pretension. Then I heard it, a voice, my wife's voice. It came from the study just beyond the hallway, low but sharp like the edge of broken glass. I froze. The door was slightly ajar, and through the gap, the words slid into me like a knife. "Do not worry," she said. "He is too blind to ever notice. He trusts me completely." A deeper voice followed, smooth, confident. "Her boss. He better. Because if he finds out, both of us will lose everything." My chest tightened. The sound of my own heartbeat drowned out the music in the main hall. I leaned closer, my hand pressed against the wall for balance. Her laugh drifted out. It was not her usual laugh. It was softer, almost intimate. Then I heard the unmistakable sound of a glass being set down, a pause, and then words that struck me colder than ice. "I will leave him soon. He has no idea. Tonight proves it." My breath caught. The air seemed heavier, pressing against my lungs. The study door creaked as someone moved. I stumbled back, nearly knocking over a vase. The laughter from the hall covered my clumsy retreat, but my body shook as if I had been caught in a storm. I turned away, but I could not move forward. The exit was only a few steps ahead, yet my feet rooted to the floor, every sound sharpened, the violin strings screeching, the murmurs of conversation, the hiss of champagne poured into glasses, but behind it all, her voice echoed in my skull, replaying the betrayal. I glanced once more toward the study. A shadow stretched under the door as if daring me to open it and confront the truth. Instead, I straightened my jacket and forced myself to walk. The party blurred around me, faces smiling, mouths speaking, none of it reaching me. I felt the cool night air when I finally stepped outside. It was sharp against my skin, like waking from a nightmare into another one. The car was waiting, headlights cutting through the dark driveway. I gripped the handle, but stopped again, frozen between rage and devastation. Her words replayed. Her laugh replayed. His voice replayed. I had come close to leaving the party quietly, but what I had heard made sure nothing would ever be quiet again. The night sky loomed heavy, and I knew that my next move would decide everything. Would I confront her? Would I pretend ignorance? Or would I prepare my own plan in silence the way she believed I never could? As I slid into the car, my decision crystallized. I would not leave in weakness. I would leave with power, and this party, this night, would be the moment everything changed. The ride home felt endless. Streetlights flickered across the windshield, each one a reminder of her words, her betrayal, her laugh. I sat in silence, my hands clenched so tightly on the steering wheel that my knuckles burned. She thought I would never notice. She thought I was blind, but I had heard everything. And now, I would see everything. The next morning, I moved carefully, pretending nothing had changed. She smiled over breakfast, her voice light, asking me about my plans for the day. I answered softly, as if nothing stirred beneath my calm surface, but inside, every word she spoke added fuel to a fire that had already begun to spread. Over the next week, I watched. Her late nights, her sudden excuses, her secretive messages, everything began to line up, like pieces of a puzzle. I did not confront her. Not yet. Because confrontation gives the enemy warning, and she had already proven that she thrived in secrecy. So I planned in silence. Every document, every financial tie, every shared account, I studied them all. Every connection she had with her boss, I traced. And slowly, her world began to take shape in my hands. She believed she was playing a game, but she had no idea that I had learned the rules. One evening, I returned home earlier than she expected. The house was quiet. except for faint laughter upstairs, her voice again, and another. My heart pounded, but my face remained steady as I climbed the steps. The door to our bedroom was closed, but the voices inside left no doubt. I stood there for a long moment, the weight of my plan pressing against my chest. Then I turned away. I did not need to open the door. I did not need to see. Because soon, everything they thought they controlled would crumble. That night, as she slept peacefully beside me, I looked at her one last time. Her betrayal had poisoned everything, but in silence, I had sharpened my revenge. And when the moment came, it would strike so suddenly, so completely, that neither she nor her boss would ever recover. The night of the party had ended with me walking away quietly. But the next ending, the one I was preparing, would be theirs, and it would be final.